What's up, guys? Welcome back to High PSI TV. We are here at the house of the Seminator. Does that sound weird? But anyway, I came over here today after work. We're going to look at his 96 Impala SS, the 11-second SS. The garage kept queen. This thing hasn't been raced in like 4 years, although he has a lot of trophies. You can see Eric has won a few races with the car back in the day. So Eric just pulled this thing out of the warehouse not too long ago, and in preparation for the YouTube call out, we have ordered him some new rear tires because he is going to go down there and spank the shit out of West Bow. West Bow doesn't know it yet. But anyway, Eric and I used to take this car racing a lot back in the day. We'd go up to Maryland, go down to Atlanta, and he did a lot of the heavyweight races, which is 4,000 pounds or heavier. And this car is a 383, naturally aspirated. Nothing crazy. It's got a yank converter in it, 4L60. It's got a set of gears in the rear end, but he just puts a drag pack on it and goes out there and runs 11s, naturally aspirated. So I'm going to try to talk him into getting it out of the garage here so we can take a little closer look at it.
Turbo.
You guys normally see LS powered cars on the channel. This is LT powered. This is the old school OptiSpark. How many OptiSparks have you been through? Only 4?
Only 4.
How many transmissions have you been through? 10?
Probably
15?
Probably 15.
All right, so this car was originally a 350 that Eric had put together that he used to drag race with, and is now a 383. And funny story, I was over here one night and Eric had a little bit of a noise in the car, so he's like, hey, can you come check this out real quick and tell me what you think? And what happened?
Eagle crank for the fail.
He fired it up and it sounded horrible. The crank actually broke in half. Or was it 3 pieces?
Just one. It's back
just
near
in half?
the rear main.
Yeah, back near the rear main broke off, and it sounded quite horrible. But this engine's been really good to him so far. The transmission has just been gone through, again, 4L60. Yeah. So we used to take this car all over the place, go racing and have a good amount of fun. And what's the fastest you've ever been?
Oh, 11.6.
11.6. Is that with the belt on or off?
I think the belt was on.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So a lot of people don't know that the belt on this car, all it really drives is the alternator and the air conditioning compressor. So you can run these without a belt. I'm sorry, it runs power steering as well. But the water pump on this is electric. Normally they're driven off the camshaft. So you can run these without a belt and still drag race them. You pick up a little bit of power, a little bit of ET, a little bit of mile an hour. All right, so LT engines. This is like a different variation of the small block. So they got rid of the distributor drive in the back and they put an OptiSpark on the front, which is the worst idea ever because
under the water pump.
Right, your distributor sits under your water pump. So what happens when your water pump leaks? Gets on the distributor and it goes bad. There's also plastic drive gears inside of it, which tend to fail. So this engine was only produced from 93, I think was the first year, to 97. So as you can see, they got rid of it pretty quick, went over to the LS engine, starting with the LS1. So this started out as a 350, now 383, still 4L60E with a yank torque converter. 4,000 stall?
Yeah, sloppy stall.
Sloppy stall.
Sloppy stall.
So this thing, 4,100 pounds?
Yeah, 4,100.
4,100 pounds. I've seen air under both front tires of this car many times, which is scary, leaving off the foot brake, lifting a 4,000 pound car up in the air. So the car is actually really quick for what it is. Simple, you can drive it every day. The air conditioning still works. So what year did you buy this car?
97.
So it was a year old or was it still new?
It was a year old. It had 27,000 miles on it. It has about 230,000 miles on it now.
Not too shabby.
Second
Original
owner.
paint, right?
Yep.
The standard gray interior with the center console shifter. 96 only, right?
Yep.
And also there was something different with the mirrors in 96?
No, 95 and 96 had the window mirrors, and the only difference, 96 had the analog dash versus the digital dash.
This has analog dash?
Yep.
I didn't know that.
It's a cool year.
Ooh, fancy. So Eric's son is now 17 years old. That was his handlebar accident when he was 3 years old, so this car has been in the family for an awfully long time. You used to take this to the grocery store?
Yeah,
Out to eat?
Yeah, that's about 130,000 miles of daily driver. I said, poor Westbo.
What's wrong with Westbo?
I might put a new tattoo on his ass that is 60 foot.
So as far as suspension modifications go to this car, there really hasn't been a whole lot done. You have upper and lower control arms in the rear.
Yeah, and you put the anti-roll bar in
The
there.
anti-roll bar.
Yeah.
And front suspension is stock?
No, it's the 12-way adjustables, the Q.
Ooh, he's cheating. I bet putting headers on this thing is a pain in the ass.
Yeah, you gotta go underneath. You gotta take the. You actually gotta take the mini starter out to get them up through there.
Yikes. So the older LT1 engines are kind of like a small block, and they have Siamese cylinders. So you have your exhaust on the outside and then the two exhaust on the inside. So LS engines, you have intake, exhaust, intake, exhaust. This you have exhaust, intake, intake, exhaust, exhaust, and so on. Guess what I found at the shop today?
Nitrous kit.
I did. I'm waiting to get a price on it. It's so old, we don't know what it's worth.
Well, I would just test it to see if it works first.
Carrie, I hope you're not watching this. If you are, it is not my fault. It's his fault.
We'll just make sure it works first.
So, fun fact for all you Impala gurus, this is a real Impala headlight. It has the black strip across the top. And what did you say about the turn signals?
Oh, they light up on the side. When you turn the turn signal on, it'll actually just light up so you can see where you're going. Caprices won't.
So this is an actual Impala.
It's a Pimpala.
Pimpala.
It's on 22-inch blades.
So back in the day when the LT1 first came out, everyone wanted to hot rod them right away. And being just like a small block Chevy, it was easy to put a cam in them, to do head work and stuff like that. Not everyone made a crank for them right away, so a lot of the guys were running 350s. Eric was running a 350 for a long time. Once they started coming out with crankshafts, 383, just like a small block, it was the way to go. But a bunch of people started doing cylinder head work and intake work and bigger throttle bodies and stuff like that. This was kind of new for people, and the tuning was always kind of tough, and it still is. It's hard to tune these cars because they're so slow. The computers are slow. The new LS and the new LT stuff is so fast, the computers can pick up on knock and stuff like that a lot faster than these old cars. There's still a lot of LT tuners out there. You know, this was the first time that people actually would get dynos and sit down behind a laptop and tune a car. So to have one of these that runs 11s at 4,100 pounds is pretty impressive. Back in the day, like when I was in high school, that would be in like the early 2000s. If you were running 12s with a street car, you were really doing something. What'd you find?
I found a senior helmet, Bo. I just need goggles.
Is that the one you actually wear?
Used to back in the day, Bo.
We talk a lot of shit back and forth, all of us, you know, we get along pretty well, and Westbo is the only guy with a Honda. So Eric, they might race. We'll see if Wes can get his Honda together, and they'll race down at the YouTube call out, and Eric is going to tattoo 60 foot on his ass. This thing leaves. I mean, it's really impressive. It's sort of a four-link. It's a triangulated four-link from the factory. So it transfers weight like it should. The shocks are set up right. If you put a sticky tire on it, this thing just goes. So this is what Eric runs for the bigs and littles. As you can see, he has worn out the bigs. This is the old school Mickey Thompson drag radial with Moroso front runners.
Yeah.
Bi-splice?
Bias, man.
Aye, lightweight. So we just ordered up a set of new Mickey Thompson Pros for the YouTube call out, which are way stickier and way more forgiving. But there's something special about these wheels too, right?
Yeah, they're a 5-on-5 pattern. You got to get the right person at Sunline to make them for you, but there's no warranty because they're truck pattern.
Eric has had quite a few plates over the years, starting with 13-second SS, 12-second SS, and now on the car is 11-second SS. You'll lose 2-ton sled, Izzy, that would be his daughter's name, LT1 Whale, and 383 LT1. How long has the 383 been in there?
I'm wiping up LT1 drop.
All GMs have calibrated leaks. It's
Rust
fine.
inhibitors.
Yeah. All right, guys, so that's going to do it for the 96 Impala SS that the Seminator owns. How'd you get that name?
I was born with it, I guess.
All right, guys. So I just want to give a shout out and a thanks to Eric for taking me out in the Impala today and letting me do a quick video on it. You can see him down at the YouTube call out. He's definitely a character. You can't miss him. He'll be wearing flip-flops. Eric Seaman, coming soon. As always, guys, comment, like, subscribe. I want to hear what you think about this car. It's a little bit old school, a little bit older than most of the stuff I do. But get ready for the 53 Packard. That's going to be the oldest of old school. Coming soon. Hopefully I get started working on that in the next couple of weeks. All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll see you next time.